author Brian K. Morris comes an epic tale of armor forged by a god, a hero forged by courage, and an ancient menace poised to re-emerge and threaten our world. Volcana, Rebirth of the Champion, is available on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Seconds.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore, your morning dose of creative conversation and coffee with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, Facebook famous YouTuber, and former mortician's assistant. Get ready to start your day off right.
And good morning, everyone. How the heck are you? Welcome to the Monday, May 10th. Oh, my goodness, this month is rushing by. 2021 edition of Nevermind the Furthermore with me, Brian K. Morris, your host. Hope you had a great weekend. I did. Got a lot of stuff done. And looking forward to a productive week this week. Hope you can say the same. And I stay the same because I am powered by the most amazing broadcast network on earth, namely the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Please check us out. 7 days a week of entertainment and information. You will love this stuff. We talk about everything from just general anything to creativity, to advancing your career, to cigars and timepieces and adult beverages and bladed weaponry and comic books. We've got it all here 7 days a week. Please check it out. Take a screen capture of this page so you can get our current schedule. And please sign up, give it a like, the Rising Tide Broadcast Network page on Facebook so you can be apprised of all our stuff. And we have a repository of our work there. Please check it out. Also want to thank our Patreon subscribers. Thank you so much to each and every one of you. Can't tell you how appreciative I am. And as a result, I'm getting the urge to release chapters of my brand new first draft flash fiction novel, The Terrors, in weekly installments. And if you are on my Patreon page, please let me know. And if you want to become part of my patrons who support me on a regular monthly basis for a modest amount every month, you can directly support your favorite creators and have a direct line to us because I sometimes ignore Facebook, but I never ignore my patrons. On Patreon, that's at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. So for that subscription money, don't forget, I give you stuff too, and you see it before anyone else. And speaking of seeing stuff that you need to see, check out our latest book, Snow Shorts. We're part of that series. We're the fourth book in the lineup. And we have written an adventure of Abraham Snow. He was an undercover agent for 10 years. Gave up his civilian life to become another person to infiltrate one of the deadliest crime cartels in the world. Well, one day he's made out, and a murder attempt is made on him. Well, he survives miraculously, but there's a piece of metal near his heart that, kind of like early Iron Man, where if he gets too excited or may just move, Abraham Snow is dead. Well, anyway, someone recognizes him, but as his former alter ego, this person has a plan to get back in with Abraham Snow's or former employers that they didn't know he was employed by. But anyway, if he goes along with the plan, he could die for real this time. Ambition is a killer. Anyway, check it out. Snow Shorts. It's available now on Amazon for only 99 cents. So please give it some love. That's from Bobby Nash, Ben Books. You'll adore it. And I do too. But anyway, thank you for being here. And let's start the show. Whether you're watching us live or on the reruns, we do appreciate each and every one of you. So let's launch into those comments right now. Good morning, Nevermorians, from Joe Bachman. Good to see you this morning, sir. Time to make this work week great. And there's no better way to start than following the great people, the Rising Tide Network, and even those who aren't. That's true. There's a lot of good information and stuff on the interwebs. I spend too much time here keeping up with stuff. But anyway, Joe, we're glad you're here this morning. Hope your morning's going well. And Carlene, you made it. Mwah, glad to see you. And Michaela Jade's here. What more can we ask? Hope you all having a good morning, everyone. And the Skunk Rocker is here. It says, morning, Nevermorian. Today's random weird factoid is brought to you by my job at Redacted. We get our employees to do 3 jobs for the price of 1 and pass the savings on to you. That's right. It's very unique in that it's like every other employer on this in America, at least. And Joe Dog McKeel is here. Couldn't be happier about that. Joe Dog, good to see you. And everyone's saying hello to each other. And I love seeing that. And Carl should be here soon. He's putting stuff away from our weekend excursion. Wow, did he buy that much alcohol? It takes him 2 days. What the hell? And Carl Wesson says, hey, Joe and Carly and Michaela and Kyle, and yeah, Skunk, been there, yeah. And speak of the Dark Pope, and he arrives. Skunk, the only place that happens is the 11th Street stop. And The Exorcist. Here's our factoid from the day from the Skunk Rocker himself. The Exorcist was the first horror film to be nominated for a Best Picture Oscar. I tried to find the first picture to win, but ran out of time. I'm pretty sure it was Silence of the Lambs, though. Yeah, but would you call that genuine horror? That's an interesting idea. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. And if you think the movie is scary, try reading the book. The book by William Peter Blatty, who also did the screenplay, is amazing. And Scott Crocker says, Joe Dog, I'm not on that route today, but I had to cover somebody else's shift. Kill me now. Well, hopefully you won't die, because remember, Skunk, you've got about 20 minutes or so, and you can eat lunch. Joe Dog McKeel says, I know we've all heard the sappy pickup line. Did it hurt when you fell out of heaven? Would it be out of line if you told an ex, how bad are the blisters from when you crawled back out of hell? Yeah, I have a couple exes that I used to say that I broke up with them because Satan wanted them back. Like heaven, when somebody passes away, you say, well, heaven must have needed another angel. Well, I figure, my exes were called back, to not all of them, but a couple of them were called back to manage the 7th circle of hell because the previous manager didn't work out. And 5 watching, 3 likes. Don't make me break out the whip, people, or like us twice and let her whip you. Oh, yeah. And if anyone needs Joe Bachman, I'll be off in my own little world coding and listening. Just say my name 3 times like Beetlejuice and I should return. Oh, Joe, you can't threaten us with a good time like that. And I was working on it. Calm down, says the Skunk Rocker. And Michaela Jade says, don't threaten me with a good time. We're thinking the same thing, Michaela. You've got a good audience here. And that was a line for one of my writings, says Joe Dog McKeel. And I like it too, Carlene, I do. Scott Crocker says, again, I had to do 3 different people's jobs today, and mine isn't even one of them, so back off. I'm a little cranky, and I don't know if you know what a skunk is like when he's cranky. I do know what a skunk is like, and you don't want to be there, people. It's his reaction. It stinks. Anyway, no, I feel you. Skunk, to give you maybe a little smile, maybe. When I worked at the water utility many, many years ago, we had an OSHA representative there. And eventually he quit to move out east. And so for the rest of my time there, we didn't really have a safety advisor. And so one day, like about 2 days after our OSHA guy left, I get a call from one of the other supervisors, and he's asking me about certain safety things. And I said, no, honestly, I don't have the slightest idea of what you can do. And it was something dealing with the limitations of what we could do before OSHA gets cranky. And I said, but what made you think I knew? I'm flattered that you thought I did, but what made you think I knew about this? He goes, well, I figure anytime anybody leaves, you pick up the slack. So I figured you were now our OSHA guy too. That's why I used to tell everyone, I'm not going to tell you what I do around here, but when I stop doing it, you'll know. And they found out about 2 days after I left, so it was good. And Teresa Dunn, good morning, Brian and Creative Nevermore. It's good to see you here, Teresa. I hope your weekend went well. And Carl Witzman, I don't put on my like until the show starts. Someone burned me by not actually doing the show. Well, Carl, you know that if I don't do the show, I will let you know. In fact, we had a little close call this morning because local internet was being cranky, but fortunately it worked itself out. And fortunately, if I have to cancel the show, I can still get on here using my phone with an LTE signal. I just can't get on the computer to tell you I'm not doing it. But I don't think I've had to cancel too many times in the 478 years I've been doing this thing. So anyway, everyone's saying hello, Teresa, and I love to see it. And hey, Carl Witzman, that was only once, and I said I was sorry. There we go. And good to see you, Carl. I hope you're having a good morning. I hope you're having a good one too. Jody McVie, it's the Monday Morning Mayhem, and we are magnificently admiring your being here. And Joe, check out the From the Desk of Small Press Publisher. This guy has got, he's so close to 100 likes. Please, let's get him over 100 likes. That would make me so happy. This guy does great interviews. Check him out every Saturday night. Plus, Joe, I really liked you yesterday on the Indie Volt Report. That was really good. I would like to see Varian do more of that stuff. In fact, that leads me to more stuff. This week is going to be a crowded week for Brian. Tomorrow on Clever Tile Pending, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. we're going to have Ted Davies on, Ted Davies Artistry. He is currently running a Kickstarter campaign, Grim 101, which I think is his first one, I think. But anyway, he is at $18.98. It is on Kickstarter. Do a search for Ted Davies Artistry, and you should be able to find it. He's passed his $1,000 goal. Congratulations, Ted, and Lisa Malone, his manager. But let's get him to $2,000. I think that would be awesome. Also, right now, as long as we are talking about people who have made it, Eric Hawkins, the Captain Pornsack Eric Hawkins, as we now call him. You have to take a couple breaths just to call the guy to dinner. He has passed his $1,200 goal magnificently. He's at $4,451 right now. He needs another $500, let's call it $550, and he will unlock his next stretch goal. He's now getting to the point where he's having to get creative about the stretch goal. But anyway, check out that great comic. We need more Covfefe. And we will have more Covfefe. But anyway, please check it out. He's got all kinds of great stretch levels. You can you can get original sketches. You can get all kinds of wonderful add-ons. And as the more stretch goals he blasts past, the more stuff you get for it. So it's really good. And our own Cindy Kep, I am so proud of you. Animal Eye, which is an all-ages game-lit story about a couple of video game playtesters who get into the story through the eyes of various animals. So please check it out. It is a terrific story here, and I will put in all kinds of stuff. And also, we want to give a shout out to Indie Volt Review. That has past 55 backers. They're looking for a few more. Even $1 will get you more. Right now, that book is over 130 pages thick. And it's got variant covers and not a variant cover. Variant Grand is something else. But anyway, please check it out. We'll be putting some of the links in later on today. Okay, but please back those projects. That's on Indiegogo. The other three are on Kickstarter. I'd love to see Cindy Kep pass $2,000. She has done so good, and I want to see Ted hit 2,000 and Eric hit 5,000. Before the end of the show. So please check out those links. Do a search on Kickstarter.com for those, and you are going to love those books. You really are. I've pledged to all of them. And I also want to thank Randy Zimmerman for having me on Sunday Funnies yesterday. That was a lot of fun. Oh, and by the way, I was talking about the broadcast week. Clever Tile Pending, Ted Davies will be on tomorrow night. Wednesday morning, we're going to have somebody. He and I have been trying to coordinate, and this is the only way we can do it. So Matt Knowles will be on. Matt is a writer, does some wonderful stuff, and he's currently in the closing days of a Kickstarter campaign. We're going to talk about what it's like to be funding his comics that way, his creativity actually, and also what it's like working with somebody who doesn't live in the same municipality as you do. Then also on Clever, we have a special Clever title pending on Wednesday evening at 8. We're going to have the one and only Bobby Nash. We're going to talk about the Snow Shorts series. And then on Friday morning on this show, we are going to have the foundations of Indie Volt Radio and TV and publishing and Arrow Comics 4.0. We're going to be joined by Varian Grant and Randy Zimmerman on Friday morning, at which point I will probably surrender all control of this show. It will become total anarchy. So anyway, I'm looking forward to being deposed. It will be fun. So anyway, please join us. We've got a packed schedule, and that's on top of the regular stuff we've got going with the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. And good morning, Brian. A beautiful day out. Teresa, it's beautiful because you're here, and I hope you have a good one. I think the temperature's supposed to hit mid-60s today. That'll be nice, and or at least according to one weather report. And Rick Bradley, good morning to you, my friend. Hope you had a great weekend. And Cindy Kemp, there she is, lurker mode engaged. Well, we're glad you're here, and congratulations on the great job you're doing on your Kickstarter, hon. I am so proud of you, and that's a good book. I have read the first issue already. Let's please support one of our own. Okay, she is awesome. And so is Jeffrey Hayes. He's one of us too. One of us. And good morning to all. Hope you're making us a great Monday. And check out Plasma Fire Graphics, who sponsored the show, by the way. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, they can do all kinds of cool things, including trailers and graphics to help you sell your book. And how cool do those graphics look? Here's an example of one that he did for me.
Southwest of Chicago, there is a small, secluded cemetery known as Bachelor's Grove, and it is one of the most haunted places in the United States. Author Brian K. Morris brings you a collection of writings that will help you navigate this ghostly graveyard, if you dare. The Haunting Scripts of Bachelor's Grove is available now on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Was that not lovely? And it's affordable. It is totes affordable. It is so affordable, cookies, that I could get more. Anyway, please check out PlasmaFireGraphics.com on Facebook, and also PlasmaFireGraphics.com when the look of your book matters to you. And everyone's saying hello. Teresa does say hello, and Carl Wisman says, I don't think it was you, Joe Dog. I won't say who it was. I hope it wasn't me, Carl. I mean, I have had some difficulties, but I hope it was not me. You can go ahead and say if it was me, sir. I will not be offended. I just can't remember any time that I think I've had to cancel a couple of shows because I was sick. That was a couple of years ago. I don't remember ever just canceling a show without any sort of warning on the air. So anyway, and there we go. And no, really, says Joe Dog McKeel, I like making people wonder if I'm talking about them. It's fun making a guilty mind work overtime. Mine must be Disneyland then, because I feel guilty about everything. And see, Joe Dog, I told you wouldn't think it was you. And Carl is mocking us all with his laughter. From the Desperate Small Press Publisher, about to read Crime Syndicate issue 3 in a few minutes. Dude, I already read it, man. And what I gotta thank you, Joe, again for turning me on to that series. That is one of the best new reads I've had in quite some time. I'm serious. That is a good book, and really loving it. So again, Joe D. McPhee, thank you very much for your recommendation. See, on Comic Book Spectrum, which runs Thursday nights at 7 p.m., just before Creative is Hale with Amy Hale on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, we actually listen to each other on our recommendations, and we listen, obviously we listen to you, the audience. And Joe, that honestly, Crime Syndicate is a 6-issue limited series from DC Comics. It takes place on what's called Earth 3. We are basically we have been called Earth 1, but now we are Earth 0. We're kind of like the focal point of the new DC universe. Actually, we are on Earth Prime. That's different. But anyway, it gets confusing, doesn't it? Anyway, it's an alternate world where history is completely backwards. for instance, the colonists back in a few hundred years ago left the American Empire to form a democracy that they called Great Britain, and King John Wilkes Booth was assassinated by an actor named Abraham Lincoln. Things like that. The history is topsy turvy, and crime is prevalent on Earth 3. And this is a brand new story where the what are called the Crime Syndicate, their version of the Justice League, has to fight the menace of Starro, the alien entity that can take over. It's a hive mind that can take over other planets mentally, and it's a really, really good read. And the first story arc has wrapped up in this issue, in issue 3. But it leaves on a note that, man, I want the next issue. And the back story, there's a 4 or 6 page backup story with David Finch drawing that's beautiful. And it's how it spotlights the origin of each member of the crime syndicate. It is a good read. I'm in it till it ends, Joe. Thank you again, my friend. And BKM, too much good stuff here on the interwebs. Uncle Carl, he means porn, and yeah, there's a lot of good porn. I don't watch much porn these days. I don't have much time. My friends are keeping me too busy with their good stuff. And the porn sack Captain Eric Hawkins. Good morning, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. And again, congratulations, dude, on the Zombiful World of Oz Kickstarter. And while you're here, let's just pimp that, why don't we? Yeah. Okay, there we go. And there is support the Zombiful World of Oz. Yeah, that's a good book. There we go. And it's thinking. It's thinking. This is not the fastest computer in the world, and it's not the fastest operator either. So anyway, while it's going, there we go. All right, and we got the time on that. Okay, here we go. Here is the link to the Zombiful World of Oz. It is a sequel to the L. Frank Baum books. In this one, Dorothy Gale has just been released from the sanitarium, where she's been cured of her delusions of emerald cities and wizards and things like that. And then the zombies attack, and then she's rescued by a scarecrow, a lion, and what appears to be a steampunk tin man. So please check it out. Eric Hawkins has done such a wonderful job on this book, and you can get the back issues when you pledge to this one. It is a wonderful, wonderful book, and I support it fully, and I support Eric. And he's also one of our co-hosts on Comic Book Spectrum, so please enjoy Zombiful World of Oz. It's doing great, but we want to get him to 5,000, please. And Carlene, wait till you see the size of the bottle of Fireball he bought me yesterday. Oh, it sounds like true love there, Carly. And enters the Eric Hawkins. And the Joe Continuum is 3 deep this morning. I know, that's why I've got to be careful. I'll just call y'all dude. How's that? And Joe Dog is mocked by Michaela Jade's laughter. Bill Sarn says, good morning to the frumpy fellow in the fuzzy fez who needs a Funko Pop intervention. Nonsense. My precious, I've got my Funko Pops. No, I'm fine. Anyway, and all the mischievous Monday Morians, count your blessings and use them wisely. Definitely. And hashtag bring cookie home. Thank you, Bill Sarn. Check out Sarnard76 where everything old is new again. See his brand new sketches every day. And Joe Dog McKeel, once a sucker, twice a fool, third time it's your own damn fault. You can also add, some people just never learn and you can't fix stupid. That's true. There just aren't enough Band-Aids to place on the wound there. And Scott Cracker says, hey, everyone, is it just me or is Brian extra crackly today audio-wise? I can't help it. So that's all the commentary we're going to take on that. And good morning, my fellow Brian and Nevermorians. Brian Rodman, good to see you, sir. Had a fantastic weekend. We had 2 very exciting meetings about the upcoming Nebulizer campaign launching on Kickstarter on May 28th. All I'll say for now is that there will be a very special tier that will brighten collectors' hearts. Hey, Brian, before we get to that, in the next week or two, let's talk about what I can do to help. Okay, I'd like to see you get that launched. And the bird's the word when you subscribe to Cindy Kep's nice and nifty newsletter at ckoepp.com, says Bill Sartin, and I second that emotion. It's morally uplifting. Don't tell people that. They'll never read it. Mixed with mirth and merriment, it's definitely something to tweet about. It is a great, great newsletter. I definitely I look forward to reading it every month. And I think, therefore, I am scaring large groups of humans and small animals, says Joe Dog McKeel. Joe Dog, I don't care what you do, as long as you don't frighten the livestock. That's my motto. And the nebulizer, says Brian Rodman, who would know, is about a chronic asthmatic and his feisty AI-controlled nebulizer as they fight through a post-apocalyptic world filled with allergen mutants. It's Bubble Boy meets I Am Legend with a sprinkle of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Look for your invite this week to the launch event. I cannot wait, sir. And Eric Hawkins says, I opened up the sketch cover package. It was limited to 10, but it's sold out, so he added 10 more. And Eric, be cautious. You know what happened during our campaign. No, Eric has a tier that sold out rapidly where he will draw on the cover, a blank cover of your book, an original sketch. And it's sold out like that. And now he's opened it up where 10 more people can get their Eric Hawkins original art. Please do not pass that up. Do I still have mine nearby? Oh, I think I put it back. But anyway, I have one from the previous from our previous campaign for the Ghostly Tales of Spencer Spook. But no, that's good, Eric. I'm glad to hear that. And the campaign has been doing good. Backers every day, even though some days it doesn't look like it. I had some canceled pledges here and there, but it's all good. Yeah, well, campaigns do that because there are some black hats out there that I don't know if they still do it, but there's like some little tag you can get, and I don't know what it's for. I don't know what these, this for a lot of these people, but they just pledge and then drop out, but not before they get that little sticker. And I don't know what the deal is with that. What kind of tingle it gives them or where. But we had a sizable dropout. I think we had 2 dropouts during Spencer Spook, and one was that one scam artist. So anyway, but I think I got him blocked from Kickstarter, so I feel good. But yeah, that's one of the things that makes Kickstarter kind of an emotional roller coaster, is that people do drop out, and things happen. Like something, like your car breaks down, some sort of expense, or you look at your pocketbook and you think, oh crap, I won't have the money then. So that's one advantage Indiegogo has over Kickstarter, in that Kickstarter takes the backers' money at the end of the campaign, whereas you get it out right now with Indiegogo. You're done. And by the way, speaking of Indiegogo, please check out Indie Volt Review and also Luke Stone's newest issue of Hybrids, the Sons of Gods. And there is a level where Nicholas Anthony Tockart's role-playing game is involved. That's the level I went in on, so please check it out. So anyway, Ted Davies Artistry, good morning to you. Good morning all. Ted Davies will be on tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. with another great interview, and he'll be on tomorrow night at 8 p.m. with me giving a great interview. It'll be great, and the audio sounds good here. Thank you, Ted. I appreciate that. And I've had one backer pledge and canceled 4 or 5 times. I'm pretty sure it's Brian messing with me. I don't have time to mess with you. Oh, it's probably that idiot that the biatch who keeps putting a thumbs down on this show. So, which is all we're saying about him. Ever again. And geez, you guys feel so guilty about canceling a show. It was a woman, so it's neither of you. Maybe it was me on a weekend. You never know. Anyway, Scott Crocker, good to know, Carl. It just might be my phone, and she's not in here today. Oh, okay. Well, the only thing is, like Brian said, at least I'll get to eat some food soon. Well, see, there you go, Skunk. See, I'm looking out for you. And I'm looking out for Keisha Acuff. Hello, beautiful people. Well, hello yourself, beautiful. Hope you're having a great, great morning. And don't forget, there is that Kickstarter there for the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. We're endorsing the zombie full world of Oz. Yes, we are. We are. And so is people on YouTube there. Please check that out. And good morning to the lovely and delightful Lisa Malone. Mwah! Good to see you, darling. Hope you are doing well. Hope all is well with you. Good to see you here as always. And Kathy Jackson, good to see you too, darling. Mwah! Good morning, everyone. Big hugs. Love you, hun. And looking forward to the Indie Author Book Expo. let's see, it's May. Let me check my schedule. May 29th, I thought so, at the Peoria Civic Center at 201 Southwest Jefferson Avenue, downtown Peoria, Illinois. And I will be there along with Kathy Jackson. I think Amy Hale might be there. Pardon me. And also Michaela Jade, Carl Witzman, Donna Carly Carleen, and T.L. Shively, my evil Lynn to my Orko. And just a whole bunch of really cool authors. Please come see us. And we've got new stuff. So I'm sure. So please come see us and buy a lot of books. And Lisa Malone has a Kickstarter, and it's only $102 away from unlocking the next stretch goal on Grimm 101. Very, very good. I'm glad you put that up there. I was about to put that up there myself. Please check it out. Please check out Ted's brand new book. Watch that video of his. It's really cool. You will enjoy it. And don't forget, Animal Eye by Cindy Kep is still, I'm refreshing the screen. It's still at $19.35. I would like to see some, to get that over 2,000 before the end of this broadcast. So right now is a boom time, excuse me, for crowdfunding campaigns. There's a lot of good stuff to choose from. And I'm having to look at a lot of these campaigns and go, I'm going to have to get you on the next issue and hope you get this one in. But we've got some great ones. And like I said, we're going to have Matt Knowles in here on Nevermind the Furthermore on Wednesday morning. And on Friday, we're going to have Varian Grant and Randy Zimmerman come in to talk about Arrow 4.0 and the Indie Volt Revolt book that's coming out. And also, please check out yesterday's Sunday Funnies and leave a comment. I was one of the guests on there. I was the only person that doesn't have a thing in Indie Volt Revolt. So anyway, please get that book. It is looking good, and it's 130 pages. That's quite a lot of comic stuff. And Ryan Permisson, good morning, Nevermorians. Good to see you, Ryan. Happy Monday. Check out the latest episode of the podcast Talking Movies on the Nerdcast on Anchor FM. It's episode 98 because 97 just weren't enough, people. And subscribe to this channel, Nerd Culture Channel, for great nerdy content. Check that out on YouTube. And by the way, I must state something here that reminds me. I'm checking right now, but I am close, people. And it's not like we're trying. This one is free. This one is absolutely free. And if you haven't, I'm waiting for it to recycle. But we'll talk about that in a moment when it happens. Anyway, Brian Robin, because of Eric Hawkins on Comic Book Spectrum last week, I picked up Heroes Reborn. It is the first new Marvel comic I've picked up in over 5 years. It's fascinating. I'm a huge Blade fan, so issue 1 is so much fun. Wonder what I'm talking about? Check out Comic Book Spectrum from last week on YouTube. It's a blast, guys. Hey, and maybe you can review it this week if you wish. And summer reading for Ryan Permisson. Send him links via DM. I've got to send you one to my new book. And I think you'll like it. It is so me. And let's just refresh that. Okay, we'll let that work. I'm trying to call it my my YouTube page. We are 3 people away from having 500 people, and I would love it if you've not subscribed to my page yet. I'd love it if you do. I would love to have 500 people on there. It looks like I lost somebody over the weekend, but it's one of those things where YouTube clears people out every now and then. So if you haven't been on there, they get rid of you. So anyway, let's see. Let's make it 500 subscribers today. Or maybe that person that was giving me a thumbs down finally gave up and quit. But anyway, let's get that on there. Let's get that. And we will get to that when we get to that. It's the surface is thinking. There we go. All right. And Joe Dog McKeel, HalloCon, a fantasy and horror convention, will start posting author spotlights starting every Wednesday at 9 p.m. on the Facebook page. Be sure to like and follow them to find out more about the great guests. I'm one of them. Well, I'm not a great guest, but I'm a pretty good one. Anyway, please check out HalloCon. That's going to be a good time. Ryan Permisson, if you haven't heard the news yet, I am a panelist on a new show talking about the first class league of movie trivia. Check out the new channel here. If you enjoy new movie trivia, please check it out. That looks like fun. Ryan, keep us posted on that. That is great. That is so great. And we just had a comment dump there. And there we go. And share. Thank you, Ryan Permisson. Don't forget, everyone, please, if you're watching us on Facebook, whether it's on Kathy Jackson's books or Rising Tide Publications page or the Rising Tide broadcast page, please give the page a like as a thank you to your host. And also, please like this video if you've enjoyed any part of this. And if you're watching us on YouTube for the better sound and picture quality, please give this video a thumbs up if you would. It just takes a second, costs you nothing. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. We are 3 people away from 500 subscriptions, and it costs you nothing. You can change your mind later. So anyway, and please, like we said on the crawl on the bottom here. And Brian, you don't sound crackly. I think it's the Rice Krispies gremlins have corrupted skunk phone. Or the skunk. Hand me the skunk phone, Robin. But no, skunk smartphone. Well, apparently it isn't too much more bright than my phone is. That could be. I didn't think anything was wrong. And Kickstarter dropouts are so frustrating to me, says Brian Rodman. Last campaign, we had 2 significant backers drop out towards the end of the campaign. Folks, don't do that to people. If you back a campaign, just consider that money gone. No, consider that money invested in great entertainment, like Memoirs of an Angel. Which, by the way, if you're curious about what we've been talking about Brian Rodman's book there, check out last week's not Clever Title Penny, but check out last week's Clever Title Penny. It was a good show. But no, check out Comic Book Spectrum from last week when I did review the book and gave it my total honest evaluation. I liked it. I really did. It was worth the hype, I'm telling you. It started a rewatch of the Star Trek reboot trilogy, and so far so good. I enjoyed Star Trek 9 more this time, and I'm halfway through Into Darkness right now. Yeah, that's the thing. I had a number of people, classic Trek fans, hardcore classic Trek fans. I was on a website years ago where I was actually an admin, and I actually got booted out of there because I was having constant fights with the membership because they were like, oh, this movie shouldn't exist. They can only have William Shatner as James Kirk. Only Leonard Nimoy must play Spock, and anything else is total sacrilege, burn Paramount down to the ground. And I'm like, no, this makes perfect sense. It's an alternate universe from the classic universe. And they're like, they're trying to invalidate the classic universe. I'm like, no. They are honoring the previous universe. In fact, we have the original Spock in this thing. So I love the trilogies. I thought the second one was a little weaker writing-wise, but the third one more than made up for it. Simon Pegg did an incredible job writing the third one. So, they say every now and then there is still there's a slight possibility of a Star Trek 4. Excuse me. And from what I hear, all of the actors they're in on it. They want in. It's just that something about the last script that they were going to do did not agree with the gentleman who plays Steve Trevor and Captain Kirk. And with Chris Hemsworth, it did not work out. By the way, Chris Hemsworth, people, is in Star Trek 1, so check it out. And is Brian catching up to the comments? I have failed at my job here. Keep trying, Carl. Keep trying. I'm still behind. And May 29th, after party for those attending at my place. Bring your own beverages. Sounds good. I'll need your address, hon. And ICYMI. We drafted 80s movies, fantasy football style. It was a radical show. I was a panelist, so take a look at that YouTube show there. That sounds wild. And I am $6 from passing the funding total for issue 2. That is great. And see, that's because Eric has worked hard to build a solid comic book and a solid reader foundation. That's something a lot of people forget to do. And he's there trying to create a great story, which he is accomplishing. Whereas I see so many people are just, too many people are using Kickstarter in comics as a cash grab, it looks like. So I stopped supporting a lot of them because it's like, I'm paying more for a comic than I would from, say, one of the big 10 comic publishers out of Diamond. And I'm not getting my money's worth, even at the Big 10 prices. So I've cut back dramatically on the support I've given. So, but I have supported Animal Eye and Zombie World of Oz, Grim 101, Indie Volt Revolt, and Hybrids of Sons of God. So there. And Jessica Johnson, good morning, everyone. Mwah, glad to see you here. Hope you're doing well, you and Lonnie both. Happy birthday to Lonnie Johnson, the Superman of Perryville, Missouri. And check out the Heroes for Kids in Perrysville, Missouri. Chelsea has a brand new costume. Chelsea, who was there or is their Harley Quinn, she has a brand new Supergirl outfit. And Chelsea, if you're listening to me right now, you look beautiful. You are amazing in that. That was great. And I love seeing the pictures. And also check out YouTube. There is my channel. Please, we need 3 more people to hit 500. I would love to do it before the end of the show. And please check out all the Zombieville World of Oz, Animal Eye, Grimo 1 on Kickstarter. Also, Indie Volt Revolt and Hybrids, the Sons of Gods, a great superhero title from Luke Stone. Check it out. And anyway, there we go. Let's make it 500 subscribers today. I'd love it if we could. And Scott Crocker says, I'm sitting in the drive-thru now. Yay, he's going to be less cranky in about 10 minutes now. Probably by the time I catch up with his comments. And Jessica Johnson says, Heroes for Kids Comic-Con is coming up on July 17, 2021 in Perryville, Missouri at the Perry Park Center at 800 City Park Lane in Perryville, Missouri, the gateway to Chester, Illinois, where Popeye was born. Announcements coming soon. If you are already signed up, please send me a short bio website that we may post for folks to find you. Just let me know if I need to do that, because I think I've already sent that to you, but if I haven't, I can do that today. And Eric Hawkins, remember to subscribe and share so Brian can get super chats, then he will only read comments when you pay him. Now, I'm still working out, should I ever get to the level of super chats, what I will do. I have a plan. But well, actually, after I don't think we hit super chats till 1,000, which I still want to do, because I want to monetize my YouTube simply so that it pays for the show pays for itself. And I'm not talking about paying for my comic books, okay, for Comic Book Spectrum, but I'm talking about there are certain expenses. For instance, we have the pro level version of StreamYard. And Patreon helps quite a bit, which, by the way, folks, don't forget, you can be one of my patrons. And patrons, having a patron is something that goes back a ways. It is, they used to, throughout history, you read about artists who had somebody financially supporting them. Well, I am no exception. I am a word artist. I am a broadcast artist. And the nice thing about Patreon is, for a small monthly stipend, you can join these wonderful people at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And they are helping defray the costs of broadcasting and other things that we do in connection with our broadcast and creative efforts. And please check out these people. A lot of them have their own Patreons. But the thing is, let's say you give me $1 and I mention your name on every show. I let people see your name on every show, and I mention you in every publication that we make. And I also let you see my exclusive weekly blog. Every blog should have a name. And and for $5 a month, I'd let you see works in progress before anyone else does, and you have a chance to voice your opinion on it. All right. So anyway, please check it out. Oh, and also, did I mention that for $10 a month, you can download some of my books? Yes. In fact, people who were at the $10 level now own a copy of this book here, Snow Ambition by myself, based on the Bobby Nash family of characters, Abraham Snow and all. But anyway, please check it out. You get something for supporting me. You really do. And you can find out more at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And please just contact me if you have any questions about it, because we love our Patreon subscribers. And so please become one of them. All right. So anyway, and also please check out Heroes for Kids Con, because that is a great show. Last time, 2 years ago, it was fantastic. Obviously, there wasn't one last year. Because SEMA was a petri dish last year, but it's going to happen this year. All proper precautions for COVID will be taken, and most of us will have had shots by then. I think I've had mine. I'm about 3.5 weeks past my second Moderna. Go Team Moderna. And feeling good, feeling happy about it. Anyway, please check out Jessica Johnson. And she still may have some tables left. They are modestly priced, and part of your table money goes towards a donation to 2 very worthwhile causes. Eric Hawkins, remember to subscribe and share so Brian can get super chats. Yeah. Again, I have a plan for that. I really do. It will not be to ignore the people making comments. We will show love to the super chatters. I promise you that. But we will not ignore the people that don't. And I knew this one guy, says this kind of cracker, was trying to be a comedian. I'd say like 90% of his act didn't work. I mean, he was funny, but a lot of his jokes fell flat. I'm in the room. Kyle, I'm in the room. Damn it. Can you just wait till I'm off the air? And I'm going to need directions, Michaela. I will too. I've not been out there, but Cookie and I will be looking forward to being there. Did I say Cookie will be there? Yes, I did. And thanks for the kind words about memoirs, my friend. Oh, dude, you've earned them, man. It was a pleasure to read and review that book, man. You knocked it out of the park. You really did. And so glad you like. I sincerely did, and not just because you're my buddy, not because you're my brother from another mother, but because you put out quality product. All right, and I said put out. For those interested in seeing what all the hype is about, head to brianrodman.com and pull back the curtain of the physical realm and enter the horror fantasy world of Memoirs of an Angel. It's like Lord of the Rings meets The Exorcist. Join the adventure today, and I'd say there's a little tinge of Mad Max and Judge Dredd in there too with your world building. That's how I see it. But anyway, please check it out. And Brian, if you want to go through and pull comments, or if you want me to do a quote, if you think that might help what little gravitas I have. Anyway, Rick Bradley says, need some good books for the upcoming summer, then boy, oh boy, do I have a treat for you. Go to Rick Bradley's Amazon author page at rbradley, that bit.ly address there, and find 4 books that he's a part of, namely The Nightmare Collective, Marvin's Night Out, Tales of the Weird and Strange, and the award-winning Pulp Reality #1. Do I have a copy here? Why, goodness gosh, I just happen to have one, and I'm in it too. So please check it out. And anyway, #2 is just released, and it looks good. How good does it look? Well, I'm glad you asked. It looks this good.
Stormgate Press presents Pulp Reality 2. 10 new short stories from today's leading authors and illustrators in the new pulp genre. Packed with pirates, private eyes, aliens, automatons, villains, and vigilantes. High adventure, wondrous fantasy, mysterious horror, and startling science fiction await. Pick up a copy and be transported to astonishing places and travel to amazing times in the golden age pulp style. This is Pulp Reality 2. Available now on Amazon.com.
Definitely check out Pulp Reality #2. Yes, 2, no more than 2. And actually, there'll be a #3 coming out very soon too. That is the award-winning book. Actually, it did win an award from the Pulp Factory. A great organization that continues to beat the drum for new pulp and old classic pulp as well. Anyway, I'm proud to be a part of that work too. So anyway, check it out on Amazon right now. Excuse me. Bill Sarton says, check out Teresa Dunn's talk show this Thursday at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, where Bill Sarton will be her guest telling his life story. 5 minutes later, we'll talk about something else. Seriously, come join the fun, Teresa, me, and everything you need to know about the marvelous magic of the artwork of Bill Sarton, where everything old is new again. Check out Sarton Art 76 on Facebook. You'll be glad you did. So will Bill. He will be reassured by you. And Eric Hawkins says, I left a comic group on Facebook this weekend. I always check to see if they allow Kickstarter posts and see if others are posting. Well, they rejected my post while several others had posted their Kickstarter projects. Well, screw them hard. Send me a PM. I'd like to know what page that was, because I'd love to block on myself. But yeah, well, it's like when we were when we were promoting Spencer Spook, there was a page that was devoted to the American Comics Group, who were the original publishers of Spencer. And I put in a post there, and then I realized the last post had been like 2 years before. And then 6 months after the Kickstarter ended, then they posted and goes, oh, this looks interesting. Wish we'd seen this. Anyway, oh no, he has a plan. Oh yes, look out. And they're just jealous, Eric. Yeah, probably. Well, and some of these comic pages are so cliquish, and so are some book pages. I was on one, and it had at the time, it had around 35,000 people on it. And the thing was, it wound up that the people in charge of it we're kind of moving towards, we want to help independent authors, but basically, if you're self-published, you're a loser, and let's take every opportunity to bash self-publishers, and they were printing like outright lies about, well, you only get like 10% of your royalties from them or less because Amazon takes it all. And I'm like, no. And I was quoting like terms of service, and they were telling me I was making it up. And I said, well, then look it up yourself and verify. And they were like, we don't need to look it up, we know what we know. And so I just said, screw these guys. And then they were really nasty to a friend of mine that was on there. And I said, that's not what I'm about, and that's not what this page should be about. But anyway, yes, Brian, you're 100% accurate. I was literally eating my fries when you said I'd probably be less cranky. Fed skunk is happy skunk. See, I know you, man. I know you. Anyway, thanks, Skunk, for our countdown clock. He is wonderful. And feed skunk, don't get sprayed. That's right. He'll mark you as his territory. And Joe Dog McKeel said, I met Vic Mignona of the Star Trek Continues last week. He said, I said he was the second best Captain Kirk ever. He was sort of taken aback. He said, who was the first? I said, not the tree. Made his day. I like that. I like that. And he called me back over to his table the next day when it was slow and said that was the best compliment he has gotten in years, and thanked me again. That is great. I love it. Jessica Johnson says we have less than half a dozen spaces left. Booth fees do go into our total donation amount to the Missouri National Veterans Memorial and the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Two very, very worthwhile goals. And places to contribute your money. And by buying a table, by setting up at the show, you will not only get an enthusiastic crowd seeing your stuff, but you're also going to be benefiting two worthwhile charities. And if you come to the show, part of your ticket admission will go towards that donation as well. So it's win-win for everybody. All right. So please check it out. Contact Jessica Johnson if you're looking for a table at this show. Rick Rick Bradley, if you're not there already, we need to get you there. And also, Carl and Donna, you might think about that too. If nothing else, we will party there. And Rick Bradley says, got my second shot on Friday. Only side effect was my arm was sore, and I was tired. Now I'm my regular tired, and my arm isn't sore at all. That's pretty much what I had. I also had I had a headache that felt like it was on the verge of it wasn't too debilitating, but it felt like the kind that could easily slip into becoming a migraine. And I was tired, and I felt a little feverish. Although I knew I wasn't, I could, it's just like I felt warm, and all that told me was that it's working. It is working. And and my arm was a little sore for about 24 hours, but after that, I was perfectly fine. In fact, my arm was hurt more from the first shot than it did the second. So, anyway, please, get those shots, people. I really, and now they're saying we might not get herd immunity. Well, when you see all the people, I was in my local Myers store over the weekend, and I do plan to write their management and complain about it, but they have posted signs all around, wear your mask. You can't come in without a mask. And then I saw about, in the course of half an hour, I saw probably close to 24 people walking around without masks. And I don't mind giving them the stink eye. I'm pretty snotty about it. But anyway, I think the management needs to be alerted about it because the other Meyer doesn't do that. Hey, good morning to Molly Daniels. Mwah, Molly, hope you're doing well. Molly, if you haven't signed up for Heroes for Kids, I think you should too. I'd love to see you there, darling, as always. And let's see. And Joe Dog McKeel says, then tried to hit me up for a $45 signed photo. Oh, he liked you. He liked you. It probably is, normally 46, but he's giving you a discount because you made him happy. Anyway, Brian Rodman, want to see the Bryans put out? Oh, yeah. How about Captain Pornsack throw comics across the room while lowering their rating by the second? What you're really wanting to see is Clyde Hall present his amazing review while the rest of us giggle like middle schoolers. Join us on Comic Book Spectrum every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Be there or perish. Yeah, it's like, actually, I got to tell you, we got, normally what happens in the green room stays there, but we got nice, the four of us received a very nice comment from Carl Witzman saying we had good chemistry, and we do. And and he was concerned that he started a fight when we were saying how Clyde was going to split off from the rest of us losers. And I said he's the only good reviewer we've got. We kind of agree on that. That Clyde is the best reviewer we've gotten, and we are just schlubs compared to him. And of the four of us, I think I'm the worst. Because I don't throw comics. Although I did buy something this week that will aid in my reviews. So unless I'm using my iPad, which we won't be able to use them for, I bought something that's going to make me a professional just like Clyde. It'll be wonderful. And if you want to find out what it is, check out this Thursday's Comic Book Spectrum. 90 minutes of the best comic book commentary you'll find this week, or at least on Thursday starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Anyway, Scott Crocker, awesome YouTube, removed my comment. Thanks, YouTube. I hate you too. YouTube, buy Skunk a hamburger, and I will get you directions. You just worry about bringing your birthday suit. I mean swimsuits. My birthday suit is my swimsuit, darling. Anyway, Scott Crocker says, anyway, the end of the comedian story goes like this. He had only one really funny bit where he said, can you still call it a smartphone if it is owned by dumbass? Let's see if YouTube censors this one. Well, I am uncensored. I will read it. And like, seriously, it's a word that's in the damn Bible. Stop censoring everything, YouTube. We're adults here. Well, most of us are. And that's the thing. It may put up comments like that for review, and I haven't figured out what the review is. I do have some words that I do have blocked. Things like that. So very clear about the words you can't say. Because I just don't think people want to hear that. In fact, I had a poll like a couple of years ago, and it was made very clear that most people just don't appreciate hearing me talk like a sailor or hearing me talk like I do when I'm in the green room. Oh, for you ASMR fans. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. All right, you got some too, I hope.
Yeah.
All right.
I got mine first. Not a nutty poo-poo.
Thanks, honey. Love you.
Love you.
Mwah. Anyway, and speaking of, now the cookies brought me my coffee. Eric, just to let you know, I was in Walmart this week. They've got a 12-inch size He-Man from Masters of the Universe. No, she knows. Anyway, but yeah, it was kind of cool. So anyway, well, language is a funny thing, Skunk. And some people like it, some people don't. We could do a week's worth of shows constantly just on language and what people do and don't like. Anyway, Historical Fencing Guild. Nick, good to see you, brother. Good morning, Nevermorians. Here's hoping that this week is hitting every target you give it. All right, brother. That's the kind of optimism I love to see. And by the way, please check out Hybrids, the Sons of Gods. I believe it's the $15 level. You not only get a physical copy of Hybrids, the Sons of Gods, which is a really good comic book. I'm really enjoying it. But you also get a copy of role-playing game rules from Nick Tockard in the Hybrids, the Sons of Gods universe. I have one of the playtesters, and I dig it. I totally endorse it. And by the way, let's check our totals here for some of our people. And Cindy Cap, we're going to check her first. Okay, we got to get this. We got to get this here. Folks, this is a wonderful all-ages comic. And just because it's all ages doesn't mean it's juvenile. What it means is you can leave it out on the coffee table. And Animal Eye #1 funny book. All right. And we're going to put that up as soon as the thing cycles through. But anyway, there's a lot of good stuff out right now. A lot of good stuff. And Joe Dog McKeel says, Skunk, YouTube is bad about removing .com-y posts, mainly to cut down the porn / spam posts. Yeah, but the thing is, they haven't done it in a couple weeks, but I got a whole bunch of people that were putting up porn site, like about 20 seconds in, putting up a porn site thing, and I just block them as soon as I get them. So anyway, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, they're all horrible. They hate on their user basis, and they make everybody miserable, and we have to use them because what choice do we have? I hate that crap. I understand. I mean, I'm not a real fan of Facebook right now because of the way this show has been treated. And if anyone I did run a test this morning. If anyone is watching me from my profile page on Facebook, would you please make a comment and tell me that? Because for a number of weeks, they were saying that, or actually, what was happening for a number of weeks is if you're following the show, was the comments that were made for this show on YouTube, or excuse me, on my profile page on Facebook, were not getting through. I found out that what Facebook had done was set my page security to friends only, which would, of course, prevent the service from StreamYard from reading the comments on there. But then I changed it back to where it was public. It was public, and they still weren't getting through. So I want to see if they're getting through now. Because if they are, I may consider resuming broadcasting on my profile page, or just doing select shows on there. But it was frustrating my viewers, and thus it was frustrating me, so I stopped doing it. But anyway, I'm pleased that everyone, though, has migrated over to the Rising Tide publications page to watch the show. Thank you very much. Eric Hawkins says there are tons of Oz pages, but they all don't allow selling except one, the Wizard of Oz comics page. They will allow it as long as you don't spam them. Oh, I can see, and I know that in books there are a lot of pages that are like, well, if you do it once a day, you're fine. And I agree with that completely. That if you do it once a day and they allow it, then take advantage of it. But if, I see some people that literally just like broadcast it like every half hour on there. Yeah, I've got this book, buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. And that gets old real fast. Scott Cracker says, it wasn't a website. They literally censored it because it is a stupid swear word that really, it's a 3-letter word that is used in the Bible, but no. Well, yeah. But I can see where something like that might be tagged as a potential porn site. That may be it. And we are at the Pere Marquette Hotel for the night before the book expo. Just saying. Well, good for you. Well, we're just going to drive over because Cookie's probably going to work the night before. So, let's see. Yeah, I think I stayed at the Pere Marquette one time when I worked for the water company because we had a big-ass meeting the next day. And the company said, we got you a room over there. I'm like, dude, I can, I'm only 90 minutes away. I get up early anyway with Cookie. I can make it. And they go, nah, just take the night off. And so a couple of us went over there and we kind of lived it up. It was, it was really fun. We ate well there and just had a real good time. It was a lovely hotel. If you haven't stayed there, I think you and Donna will love it. I really do. And we can't be adults, apparently. We have to be treated like children because the United States government wants to have control over by... Skunk, this is not the United States. This is the government of Zuckerberg and of everyone, these services that... a lot of it, I think, is liability that they don't want to, oh my God, my daughter read saw a naughty word on a porn site that they got through you. And it's just, everybody is just so hypersensitive anymore. And I have, like I said, I have some filters in my broadcasting where I don't allow certain swear words. And that's simply because my audience has made it clear they don't want to hear them. So, I mean, an occasional one may slip out from me or one of my guests. I don't think anyone really, I think people understand that we are adults here for the most part, except me. But for, the majority of people, I think a lot of people are missing a bet because there are a sizable number of people. The occasional swear word is okay, but constantly, it doesn't make you bad. It doesn't make you sound edgy. It doesn't make you sound more intelligent. It makes it sound like you have a limited vocabulary. And that's not what we promote here because I'm a writer. And, okay, Skunk, says Joe Dog McKeel. And Joe Bachman had a comment that the comment dump just scrunched away. Anyway, got to run, folks. Forgot I had a meeting today. Lucky in this virtual. Have a great day, everyone. Joe, have a great day yourself. Thanks for being here, brother. Appreciate you being here from YouTube. Yeah, and it's funny because there is a channel called Legal Eagle, and he had a recent video on the biggest gaffes on since courts now have to meet via Zoom and such, and various things like the famous one where the one lawyer, his daughter had played with the Zoom settings and he didn't know how to remove the filter, and it made him look like a cat. And here's this cat going, I don't know how to turn this off. And there's another one that Legal Eagle thinks that this guy just really this one lawyer got himself in Dutch because he's arguing this case, and all of a sudden you hear this flushing. And he said Justice John Roberts must have lost his when he heard that, because he is big on the propriety of the court. And to the idea that somebody is arguing their case while they're on the crapper will not set well with him. And then there was one, and this is genius. There's this one judge. He does a lot of sovereign citizen cases, and he's really intelligent and insightful. But the prosecuting attorney, this brilliant young lady, it was a domestic abuse case, and the woman had an order of protection. And the husband was in one window, the woman was in another, and he was saying, well, we have decided we don't want that order of protection anymore. We're going to do it again. And she's like, yeah, we don't want that order of protection anymore. And you see the prosecuting attorney looking, and then says, and they also had a bailiff of the court who was part of the police force for there. And she goes, tells the policeman, says, could you send a squad car out there? I have every reason to believe that these two are in the same room and that he is intimidating her. And they're like, no, we're not in the same room. And the judge finally said, okay, if you're not in the same room, I want you each to go out, take your camera with you and go outside and show me the front of your house. And you see the policeman on the phone. He's calling somebody. And the district attorney is like, I think you need to get there fast. I'm really concerned for her. And then you hear, and it's coming from both of the male and female windows on Zoom. And so they take the guy in, and she is brilliant. She ought to have her own fan club. That is great stuff. And anyway, back to the show. Anyway, that's stuff I find interesting. Anyway, Carlene says, I am a big supporter of St. Jude because of a private connection. Everything they say about no charge to the family is absolutely true. I had a cousin that they helped. Yes, and just the idea that they are doing so much great work for kids. That is one of the reasons I also support St. Jude, as well as several other children based charities. That we got to take care of the kids. That's all there is to it. And Russell Allen, good morning, brother. Haven't seen you in ages. Hope you're doing well, sir. And Scott Crocker says, maybe all these streaming services should just mind their own damn business. Yeah, unfortunately, there's people who just don't want to hear that, some of that sort of thing. I think there should be a place for all of them. I mean, I wouldn't, I wouldn't want Facebook to suddenly be looking like Pornhub or anything, but still, I do agree that we do need more. I think free speech should be unlimited, as or up to a degree. We do have the right to speak our minds. We do not have the right to be heard, however, despite what other people think. Some people think. And but anyway, that's a slippery slope, and we can get into that some other time. Historical Fencing Guild, and speaking of targets, the Hybrids number 7 campaign is getting close. This is a great time to back a winner, and we've got a bunch of them: Grim 101, the Zombie Full World of Oz, Animal Eye, Indie Volt Revolt, and Hybrids number 7. Skunk Rocker, great. Now I'm in a mood again. I already ate, so I guess I'm just gonna have to sit here and be cranky. No, go get some more food. And Eric Hawkins will be at Heroes for Kids, and I will be jubilant. I will be jubilant. That would be great. We will have more fun down there. We will. And Molly Dan, your memory is faulty. Well, and the sun rose this morning. That's kind of a given. We just had the conversation last week about what motel everyone's staying in. I already made a reservation at the Quality. I'll be there. Okay. I have had other things happen, Molly. I cannot be bothered with where you are staying for the event. Anyway, I'm glad you'll be there, though. Brian Romano, don't worry. Carl Witzman, we all know that Clyde is the alpha reviewer. We are just there so we don't get fined. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Clyde brings the gravitas. He really does. He does exceptional comic reviews. He reviews them on book review level. It's like, and we keep having this ongoing conversation about, it got pictures, pretty pictures, a lot of pictures. So that's the level of our reviews. Whereas Eric, his reviews are more for distance and accuracy, if you know what I mean. So, I think I haven't flung any comics, but I think I dropped a couple. Anyway, Molly Daniels, really hoping I don't lose my job. 4 events out of the 5 weekends in July. I can only work 1 complete week, but hoping I can find someone to cover my shifts. And the Hand of Cookie, yes, she is merciful. She brings me kofefe today. And yes, it is fresh ground cherry blend from Fresh Time Groceries. So anyway, oh my goodness. I'm not saying it's good, but it makes my pants fit funny. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we interrupt the caffeinated Fez man. Compliments of Cookie. Where's important announcement? Join the Far Out and Groovy Kids by clicking on Sarnard 76 on Facebook for better days from yesteryear. My super secret sale of my prints continues this month, where normally $14 artwork prints are now only $10. And when you buy 3 or more, safe and securely through PayPal. So check out the artwork of Bill Sarton, where everything old is new again. Very good. Very good, Bill. And the Historical Fencing Guild says, you bought something that will help you be more like Clyde Hall. Is it a hat that comes with an INS press patch? Yeah. No, we'll see what happens after Wednesday when I make my trip to the comic book shop. It's, and we'll see if I buy actually, I don't buy a lot of comics. Otherwise, you can expect, if I didn't have this show, you could probably expect a constant supply of comments on Superman, Action Comics, Knights of the Dinner Table, Creeps Magazine, Princess Carmilla or Countess Carmilla, and probably 1 or 2, and Crime Syndicate. You're definitely going to hear more about Crime Syndicate. I love that book. And yeah, I'll be glad I didn't talk more about Future State than I did. That came at the point where we were like trying to be really optimistic, but Eric brought us down with his like plummeting reviews. It's like it starts out at an 8.5 and we're trying to get him off the air before it's like going to negative numbers. Anyway, that's the kind of fun we have on Comic Book Spectrum. And we have fun when we talk about Luke Stone Studios. Good morning, Nevermorians. Good morning to you, Luke. Luke, please put in a link to your campaign I've been talking about all morning. Make me look smart, please. Joe Dog McKeel says, I just used my admin powers. Comment never posted. I could not find it. Oh, okay. That's cool. And Joe Dog, I appreciate that. I really do. I made Joe Dog an admin on this on the YouTube channel, and I'm grateful I did. And 12-inch size He-Man. Yeah, you're right. Drank. And we can revive that again. And I'll place it next to my slab copy of Giant Size Man Thing, number 2. Yeah. Anyway, that is the $25 tier. Yeah. Seriously. Oh, but no, it's a $30 and it's a 12-inch He-Man of the Masters of the Universe. And I'm a Masters of the Universe fan. I don't want all of them. I've seen a couple actually. They've released another set of 5 or so, 4 or 5. Like Skeletor with Demon Arm or something like that. I'm like, really, guys? Really? You've got all these great characters from that incredible cartoon show, and this is what you got? No. Anyway, please check out Kickstarter there. There is the Animal Eye link for Animal Eye. the brand new book by Cindy Kemp. I'd really love it if before the end of the show we get her over $2,000, which is more than actually right now she's more than halfway to her goal of 3,400 with 29 backers and 28 days to go. But let's get her over the top here. She is one of ours. And remember, folks, if you have, she's just got another backer. Thank you. She's at $1,950. We need another $50 to get her over $2,000. We'd love to see her hit that. And the thing is, if you have loved her jokes, if you have loved her pimping for us when we are too preoccupied to do so, please, she is a wonderful lady. I'd love to see this book succeed. I really do. And 13 action figures still available. Ooh, yeah, Luke's got a really great pledge here where you can get an action figure from one of the books. I did see that Trash Man. It looks sweet. And I am wrestling with temptation, Luke. I will say that. And so far, says Brian Rodman, the unanimous decision from the production team of the Nebulizer, Albie, the AI of the Nebulizer, is the voice of BKM. So, Brian, we have some voiceover work to do together in the future, I think. I think that'd be fun. I'd love, Brian, you just name and place, man. Time and place. I will be there, or I'll do a file for you on the studio here. I will make this work for you, my brother. And Historical Fencing Guild, I actually couldn't get your profile page to open, so it's why I am so late getting in. Well, I'm glad you're here, Nick. I really am. The thing is, my profile page, I've not been broadcasting on it lately simply because of what I mentioned earlier about not all the comments. But you're on YouTube there where you're always welcome here. And also, don't forget, I'm 3 people away from hitting 500. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do. And Cindy Cap Lurker mode is disengaged. Look out. The world's most cheerful and deadliest promotion now begins. All right, and let's get it set up here. And Ted Davies, it's Ted. I've been writing on your personal page, but nothing is coming up on your feed, I guess. So I guess it has not been fixed. StreamYard has been working with Facebook, and Facebook is like, yeah, we got it fixed. Well, as usual, Facebook is lying. It's off. So anyway, Historical Fencing Guild. Hey, look, those action figures look great, says the Historical Fencing Guild. And this is why I'm seldom heard from, says Carly. Well, if you're doing it for my, okay, as of today, no more broadcasts on my profile page. We are ending that today. In fact, I'm going to give everyone about 10 minutes and I'm going to kill the broadcast there, I think, but just on that page. Anyway, Cindy Cap says Animal Line #1 is live with cool stuff and a great family-friendly story. 1935. You're up to 1950 now, darling. 29 backers, no make that 30. And you can get that right now or you can pledge to it right now at Kickstarter. Please check it out. It is a wonderful book. I have read it. If you were one of her patrons on Patreon, you would have read it by now and enjoyed it, and I did. But there's plenty more to come, and there's plenty of great tiers that you can back the book at. But even $1 helps her out. So seriously, please check this book out. You will be glad you did, and so will Cindy. And Carl, Pere Marquette by Grafton, Illinois. No, there's one downtown in Peoria. That's one. And BKM, are your filters set through YouTube or StreamYard? YouTube, I believe. And I think I set some up through Facebook as well. So fun books though from me on Smashwords. Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate that. And on Amazon, please check that out. And especially right now, if you haven't done it already, fill your Kindle with good stuff, namely book number 4 in the Snow Short series, Snow Ambition by myself. Working the great characters from Bobby Nash, who, by the way, will be on Wednesday night on a special Clever Title Pending with me. We've got some special guest stars and one special broadcast this week, and it'll be your chance to talk to Bobby Nash, who hasn't been on the show in too long. But anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll be talking about what it's like to do a series of books, what it's like to allow other people to do your characters. I know I'm going to get to work on Doc Saga. Anyway, and Wolf, where? You can find it right there from Amanda Tockert on Amazon. Get Coy Wolf. And Angie Dudas, haven't talked to you in ages, darling. Good morning, everyone. Grant is beginning to send out his first issue of the comic book. Yes! Yes! Good for Grant. Proud of that boy. He done good. And big stompy robot swords and axes. You can get them all through Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tucker at the aforementioned Amazon. He is awesome too. And go check out the Hybrid Sons of Gods on Indiegogo. Yes, definitely. And Roll Cruz is Animalize artist. You can check out his other work on ArtStation right there. The art is perfect for Animalize. Cindy and Roll do an amazing job. It's great synergy there. And this Sunday, it's the Cedar Rapids Comic Book and Toy Convention, May 16th. Cindy Cap will be there with dragons, birds, Martians, books, and other fun stuff. Check out quadcitycon.com for more information. And Dastardly Dingoes, you need your dingo more than you know. Anyway, get you multiple dingoes by tuning into the Dastardly Dingoes podcast at that YouTube channel there. And please subscribe while you're there. And Mark Leonard, good to see you, Professor. Greetings from the prairie. Just say no to adverbs, ingverbs, verbals, and passive verbs. Yes, I agree completely. I hate passive verbs with a passion. I've come to hate them. And I'm getting pretty good about, like we've discussed, I'm getting pretty good about the other stuff too, so anyway, I agree. Mark and I have known each other since 6th grade, and we talk writing, and it is the most fun a human can have. Anyway, check out John B. Pica's brand new book, Nightreich, on from 7th the people who put on the Imaginarium, where we'll be in July with Brian Rodman. Anyway, check it out. Nazi Vampires. Eek. Oh, you don't want that, but you do want John B. Pica's brand new book, Nightreich. Check it out on Amazon. And The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, 6 p.m. tomorrow night, where they're going to talk about my doctor, Peter Cushing. That was the first doctor I ever saw. And so please check it out. It's going to be a great, great show. Looking forward to that. Christian Basil does a great job on that show. And Melanie Dean. Actually, it's Melanie Dean. Christian's just the guy that talks most. Anyway, but no, it's a great show. Please check out The Legend of Traveling TARDIS so that you can become part of the legend. Angie says, hey, I work at a Fresh Time, by the way. The coffee is good. The coffee is great, Angie. I love Fog Cutter. In fact, currently we have Fog Cutter, Sumatra, and the Cherry. I love them all. You guys do have great coffee there. We shop there frequently. It's a great place to shop because Cookie has a sensitivity to MSG, and we know we won't find it there, which makes us happy. I mean, monosodium glutamate is does exist naturally in many foods such as mushrooms, but this cuts it down dramatically. It gives her migraines, so we don't get it for her. Eric, the Pere Marquette Hotel is attached to the Peoria Civic Center, so even if it rains, our books will be dry. There we go. And I'll be coming up that morning because, like I said, Cookies got to work probably the night before. And so we'll be swinging in. We're probably going to have to leave the house about 3 a.m. to get there on time. But anyway, it's going to be a good time. Looking forward to seeing you there, Carl. Seriously, I am. And Carl and Cindy Cap says, check out the new book by Amy Hale, Neuroses. It is a super, super book. And I'm currently starting it. I'm looking forward to reading that whole thing. I know she's worked hard on it. And Cindy Cap says also check out this new book from Michaela Jade, the newest episode of the Warriors trilogy, with a 4th one on the way soon. Historical Fencing Guild says on the topic of swearing during shows, if folks are using a lot of foul language, I have to bail from broadcasts as Xander is usually in the room with me. Yeah, I can see that. And like I said, I allow, if someone drops an F-bomb, I don't mind. And often the guests that use these that I allow are when they're in the middle of being passionate about something. It's the people that think that it needs to be used like in the tone I'm using it now. Well, my book is out and is it good? This is wonderful, you buy it. It's like, no. We had that for a while, and I'm glad we're no longer associated with that kind of crap, So it's like I said, a lot of people, I don't care to hear a lot of it, and I use a lot of it. So anyway, CityCap goes, how poetic. That's the work of Teresa Dunn. Check out Poetry Expressions 1 and 2 on Amazon. And check out Comics Talk with Pops Van Zandt, who got Cindy's campaign off to a fast start. And now let's keep the momentum up with more stuff from Cindy Cap. And please, let's get Eric up over $5,000 and Grim 101 over 2,000. And Cindy, let's just give her all the money. You know what I'm saying? And all of these campaigns have time, but you will help them get to their goals faster. Also, don't forget Luke Stone's Hybrids, the Sons of Gods. We got to get you on the show, Luke. Tell Lisa to get with me. And also Indie Volt Revolt Sequential Art Collection. It is fully funded. So these projects, all that I've mentioned, except for Cindy's, which is most of the way there, they're fully funded. You're going to get them. Okay, period. But this way you make sure that you can get the ones you want, the various perks. I know that Indie Volt Revolt has various prints that they're doing. They have special covers at the same price as the regular. They're wraparound double covers. You'll have to see them to believe them. Wonderful work by a lot of people you know from this show. So please check them out. And like I said, Randy Zimmerman and Varian Grant will be here Friday morning on Nevermind the Furthermore to talk more about it in the closing days of the campaign. And the Historical Fencing Guild, Eric Hawkins needs a subscription to Skeletal Horse Monthly. Yes, they have a centerfold, but the staple keeps falling out because there's no belly button on the horses to attach it. See, anyway, and CityCap says, do not miss the Historical Fencing Guild every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Fun, high-energy, educational show. You will love that. I love that show. And Nerd Culture, that's another great show. Ryan Permisson is a super host, and I'm still very grateful to him and Carl Wisman and Joe D. McPhee for subbing for me a couple weeks ago when I was out east. And sorry I'm late, Munchkins. Oh, that's the best reason of all. Comics Talk with Pops Van Zandt. Pops, hope you had a great weekend, brother. Glad to see you here. OMG, Brian being the Jarvis for apocalyptic asthmatic adventures. That could happen. Maybe we'll have like Asthma Vision. That will be the sequel. I can see this now. And Glenn B. Fleming, good to see you, brother. Hey, Brian, missed you yesterday on Randy's, just catching up, and I realized I was missing you here again. Well, I missed you, Glenn. By the way, folks, Glenn is the artist on Twitch, which is part of Indie Volt Revolt, and you got to check it out. I'm so looking forward to that book. Looking forward to your contribution, Glenn. And check out Comic Book Spectrum, because Glenn put together our intro and outro, and it's beautiful. It is great work. And hello, Pops fans, and good to see you, man. Also, don't forget CromCon 14, I think it is. The sign up, I believe, has begun or is over. But anyway, check it out at the end of the month. And the Rising Tide Broadcasting Network and the Rising Tide, I don't know, the literary group. I hate to name this after me too, but you know, a whole bunch of us Rising Tidesters will be live on Pops Van Zandt from Peoria Civic Center talking about what we're doing over there. It'll be great. Luke Stone Studio says all stretch goals are backer based. Send your friends over to grab a digital tier. We have the single issue in the deluxe level with every digital perk ever created for just $30. You need it. You need it. It's good stuff. Seriously, support this guy. Luke Stone's a great guy. And look, we haven't talked in ages. I still want to find out, you know what. I want to hear about that. Anyway, Ted Davies, thanks for all the Grim 101 support. 6 days to go, and only $102 till the $2,000 stretch goal. And woohoo! I fully agree. You and Lisa have done a great job on that campaign, Ted. I'm very proud of you guys. And check it out on Kickstarter. Also, check out Ted Davies Artistry tomorrow at 10, where Ted will be interviewing. Who will you be interviewing, Ted? I would like to know. And also, Ted will be on at 8 p.m. on Clever Tile Pending tomorrow night. And then don't forget, Wednesday night, please show up for Bobby Nash. He will be returning to the show Wednesday night at 8. And just a whole lot of good stuff. Also, Matt Knowles will be on Nevermind the Furthermore for a little while on Wednesday morning, talking about his current project. So anyway, a lot of good stuff and a little less of me. So anyway, CityCap, out of break too soon. Don't forget to tip your host. Thank you, darling. Hashtag bring cookie home. Go support Grim 101, Hybrid Sons of Gods, Indie Volt Revolt, Zombie for World of Oz, and all the cool Patreon pages. And don't forget Animal Eye #1 especially. Let's get her over to 2,000 before we end this broadcast. Sign up for Rising Tide newsletters. It is the bomb diggity. And go to Star 976 for cool vintage cartooniness and lurker mode engaged again. CityCap, mwah, thank you for being here, darling. Anyway, if you want to sign up for my newsletter, it's absolutely free. Go to risingtide.pub, look for the link at the top of the page, and you can sign up. The next issue will go out June 1st. And we usually do a video that is only for our subscribers, as well as secret links, all kinds of cool stuff. And people love the secret links. I get more compliments on the links, I'm glad to say. So anyway, please check them out. And please check out all the things your fellow Nevermorians are up to. And like I said, even just send them $1. That helps a lot more than you imagine. Seriously. And Glenn B. Fleming says the Hatch reprint just being approved on Amazon should be there real soon and working on issue 2. Yes, Glenn. Good news, man. Good to see that. And also check out Amazon Go UK. Also, if you're in America, like me, if you're still in the colonies, please, please petition England to take us back. We're making a mess of things. Not that Boris Johnson's doing much better, maybe. But anyway, we caught the variants from you guys and from South America. But anyway, not bitter. But anyway, seriously, in all seriousness, please look at the work of Glenn B. Fleming and pick it up. He's an incredibly talented man. And not only does he do comic books, he does travel books. He does great stuff. He is crazy talented. I feel like adult compared to him. Seriously. And yay, Grant from Carly Carleen. So looking forward to getting our copy. Definitely. And Eric Hawkins says there is a Pere Marquette State Park north of Grafton with a big fancy lodge there. Ooh, that sounds cool. And Ted Davies goes, Jake Estrada on Tech Talks Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Pre-recorded. Well, then I won't get offended why Jake, why aren't you reading my comments? Jake, I'm out here. Jake. Anyway, Jake Estrada is really cool. I like the guy a bunch. And so check him out tomorrow. You'll be glad you did. He's a comic creator and does so much more. And Carl Wisman says, I've been there too, Eric. And Drinking with the Davies is in overdrive this Friday at 6 p.m. Mix up the cello driver. Ooh, is this with the homemade limoncello? I am there. And author Michaela Jade, please direct message me at your convenience, says Jessica Johnson. Michaela Jade, Jessica Johnson at the white phone, please. And from the desk of a small press publisher, Joe D. McPhee says, I missed a lot. Serviceman was here arguing about some things. Now to see what's happening here. We're talking Kickstarters. We're talking Indiegogo. We're talking naughty words. It's a mix today. And Joe Dog McKeel said, just check my mail. I won the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes. I blew it all on one little Caesar's on ready pizza. It was for $10. Dang, dude. At least you invested it properly. The Historical Fencing Guild said Friday night I had an interesting conversation with one of my patrons, and they didn't know that I had put them into the acknowledgments in my books. Patrons appreciate that, fellow authors. That's true. That is why I am more than happy to mention my Patreon subscribers here. Seriously, I cannot tell you how grateful I am. And a lot of the things that keep the show on the air are because of my patrons. And I try to treat them with the love they deserve. Or at least I try to. I cannot love these people enough. And I appreciate their ongoing support. So please check out www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And also check out Nick Tockard. The Historical Fencing Guild is also on Patreon too. And and it's like I make it clear that when I publish something, they're going in that book. That is the alpha and omega of it. And well, it's about that time, folks. Actually, let's get this off the screen here. For now. Anyway, Brian Robin says, well, it's about that time, folks. Thank you once more. An amazing start to the week, my friend. Thank you, brother, for being part of it. I'll finally be reading the haunting scripts of Bachelor's Grove this weekend. Looking forward to it because Santa Sign was just fantastic. Well, thank you. Please leave me a review on Amazon. I'd be so happy. Anyway, please don't die. Feed Cookie planning on that. I'm going to feed myself as well because clearly I'm wasting away. This poor man will be nothing but a pair of glasses and a beard if he doesn't get some nourishment soon. Have a fantastic week, everyone. Hashtag bring Cookie home. Hashtag laugh like Skeletor. There we go. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. And you have a good day, Brian. Much love to you and Robin. And let's see. Here we go. Cindy will be on from the desk of a small press publisher. Well, I will have to come over and heckle. And so Joe D. McPhee can accuse me of trying to break in on the show. I don't do that. I'm virtually well behaved. Anyway, but only virtually. And looking forward to an interview tomorrow night, Brian K. Morris. I am too, Ted. We're just going to have a conversation. You and me are going to talk, buddy. And we're going to let everybody eavesdrop on it, okay? Just a few hundred people eavesdropping. Hey, Carly Carleen, I don't cuss so much and type, but I can't promise none when I'm ranting. Same here. Same here. I have had a couple rants where I recognize I've let a couple out. But anyway, Comics Talk tonight, Jennifer Mind King, John Herbie, and Rod Looper on Monday Madness at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Check that show out. Pops always puts on a great conversation show for comic creators, and you will love that thing. And Crom Con 14 is book solid. Excellent. It books fast, folks. So when Pops announces it, get on it. All right. Historical Fantasy Guild. By the way, how much do you guys usually pay for booth space for author shows? Once we are all immunized fully, I want to get back on and possibly set up something up in Fowler. Yeah, I've already told Amanda we are going to do something. Seriously, we got to get something going again, because every time we've been there, I've had so much fun with you guys and Amanda, and I love the Fowler Library. And this time we're bringing Cookie. Booth space, it depends on how much the venue costs and how much advertising and other ancillary expenses the promoter has. You can pay anywhere. I've done some shows like non-con where it's free. Okay. They just because they have other ways of financing the thing, so which is fine. Which I'd recommend to you, Nick. It's a haunted schoolhouse, man. It'll have you going all weekend long. And then there are some that charge, like I'm involved in a show that's coming up that's going to be like $40 table. Some do like around to the 100, 125 range. And then you have like the big shows like a C2E2, which last I heard, booth space was like Jody McPhee can correct me on this because I'm just pulling this out of my hat, but I seem to recall hearing that the booth space was around let's say in the neighborhood of $900, but that's a 3-day show. That's also a factor in the cost of the thing. And San Diego, you could probably make a down payment on a house even if you could get in, because the waiting line is that huge. But yeah, I can't remember, Joe. I'd love to find out. So it varies. So you just have to figure out what is in your budget and what works for you. So we'll talk about it. I'd love to get you there. And 30 minutes until time to feed Cookie. Yes, I see the clock. Now it's 22. So anyway, thank you for the warning, Joe. And Michaela Jade, I'm working today and it's busy today, so have fun. I'll catch you on the flip-flop. Darling, love seeing you on the green room the other night. Love what you do with the beer bottle. And that'll get people there. And anyway, love you, hun, and have a great day. We'll be talking. And Michaela wants to wear my flip-flops. That's between you two, Pops. We're not here to judge, you freak. Anyway, Carly says, wonder how many of these youngsters are going to know what the white phone reference is. Yeah, it's like, I'm finding more and more of my casual speech is turning into what would amount to hieroglyphics for most people today. And been in lurker mode the last 30 minutes, says Rick Bradley. What can I say? Brian's got a pretty voice. You want to hear what I'm wearing now? Anyway, everyone take care and stay creative. Rick Bradley, have a great day, brother. Glad to have you here. And 2021 project waiting on cover art. 2022 project waiting for acceptance letter. 1 work in progress needing revision. 3 works in progress needing finished. Yes, I need to get back to writing. Yeah, same here. And I'm readying a proposal that I'm going to send out probably in the next day or two to somebody else. And Keisha Acuff, have a great day, everyone. Keisha, you were here. How can we help it? Have a great day. Darling, you keep active. You keep creative. And leave a link for that podcast you do sometime, please. And thank you for all you do, Brian. Back at you, Ted. Love you, brother. And thank you, everyone. Do something great for someone today. That is the Rising Tide way. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 on TED Talks with Jake Estrada, and at 8 p.m. on Clever Tile Pending with me. And you were virtually almost on Kara's lap on my other show. Yeah, eat your heart out, dude. No, Kara and I are old friends. We are. And, it's one of those things where she's helping me cure myself of my imposter syndrome. Like the second time we met each other at C2E2, I'm going to have to tell you a story. It's not a story I think I should tell on the air. But I knew that Kara remembered me from year 1 to year 2. But anyway, Molly Daniel says, I paid anywhere from 20 to 50 for booth space, up to 100 if the venue is large and established. Yeah, that's another thing. The traffic also, because if there's enough traffic, a promoter can say, well, I can justify getting more money. Just like if a show gets a lot of activity, a lot of eyes on it, they can ask more for advertising. So, and the small press booth, my premiere booth is over $2,200. Yeah, you're at the front of the building, if I remember correctly, the front of the comics area. And I think Artist Alley is somewhere around I think it's around $500 for a 6-foot table now. So, but it's also got how many tens of thousands of people walking through there too. And for table prices, Nick, consider how much the authors might sell there. Yeah, you have to consider that too. Last I heard, Gen Con, an author table there for 4 days, mind you, was somewhere in the neighborhood of $600 to $700. So I am considering other venues for running a show off library site. Definitely. We'll talk, Nick. Please, let's talk, because we could get some stuff going. And I will own Freaks, as Pop said. That's why we get along so well, Pop. I kiss mine on the lips. And state fair fees, the Indiana State Fair fees run $25 per slot Wednesday through Thursday, $75 per slot on weekend. Not going to be open Monday, Tuesday this year, but will be open 3 weekends. Yeah, and that's the thing. This is a venue where there's tens of thousands of people walking by your booth. And the slots, I think, are like 2 or 3 hours. So you basically have to dump your stuff on the table and then just yank the stuff off and get out for the next person. So, CromCon is free. That's true. It is a virtual con. That stuff is always free. And that's the thing, Nick, if you want to do a show, we could do something virtual too. We had a comment dump here. So let's see, here we go. Trying to catch up here, and got lurker mode. And yes, I was on Kara's lap trying to be, and Cookie knows it. Anyway, let's see. Owning Freaks, this thing. And there we go. Joe Dog McKeel. Just as I was about to click on Joe Dog, the comments went boom. Don't tell me there's no comment dump. And Joe Dog McKeel, have a good one, y'all. I need to feed Joe Dog and make sure he gets coffee. Definitely, we got to caffeinate Joe Dog. I have done the show without coffee today. Still waiting on court date from the last time I tried it. Yeah, the judge warned you, Joe Dog. And don't try to take off that ankle bracelet again. Okay. Anyway. Good to see you, Joe Dog. Good seeing you last night on the StreamYard show. And Keisha Acuff there we go. Thank you. Long wordy book talk. Anyway, she's got a lovely voice, man. She's got a voice that should be charging $2.99 a minute. You know what I'm saying? And she's lovely. Check out Keisha Acuff's podcast, please. And Comic-Con is $300. Well, you see, now that's the thing, Molly. It's too many places are calling themselves Comic-Con now. There is only one genuine COMICON. That's San Diego. They have a trademark on that name. And that's the thing, like the Wizard World conventions, everybody calls them, well, are you going to Comic-Con this year? And I'm like, I'm not going to San Diego. No, we're having Comic-Con here in St. Louis. I'm like, no, you aren't. Comic-Con is in San Diego, So anyway, and yep, about 550. Okay, I thought that was about, I was kind of guessing because I haven't looked at the price in a couple of years. I think when I was there, it was about $400, and this was about 5-6 years ago. But every year more people show up, so they can justify it. And yes, CromCon is free. It's a virtual thing. Just plug in your browser. And Joe Dog McKeel says, my 6-foot tables are $100 for HoloCon, but that also gives you food access all weekend too. Yeah, and that's the thing. Some venues also, your table fee will include electricity. Sometimes it will be a 10 by 10 space. Sometimes it is a 6 to 8 foot table. A lot of that stuff is, there's a lot of perks that will and won't go with it. I've been to some shows where the table is like, say, $125 for 2 days, but electricity is like $500. And I'm like, no. Anyway, John Running may be giving away a commission tonight during Monday Madness. Well, good for him. Definitely tune into that tonight on Pops Van Zant's Comic Talk channel. And slots are usually 4 to 6 hours per shift, 10 to 3, 3:30 to 9. Okay, that's a lot better than I thought. I thought they were like about 2-3 hours. I had a, Tracy worked one of those shifts one time, and he wasn't real happy because he had such a limited time to be there, and it just wasn't for him. But it works for you, so I say keep doing it. And Keisha, you are very, very welcome, darling. And oops, guess that's 5 hours. Still not awake for math. Yeah, then quit badgering me about whether I remember what con you're at, Molly. So there. Anyway. Ryan Permisson says, do you want to test your nerdy trivia skills and sign up for a future issue of Battle of the Nerds right at that address? Please check it out. And anyway, Joe Dog McKeel says, I call my comic show an expo for that reason. Yeah, so many people get that confused. It's just one of those things. It's like a dumbing down. It's the same reason that like Kimberly Clark Corporation pays tens of thousands of dollars in ads that simply say, don't call whatever you're buying at the store Kleenex unless it is genuinely Kleenex brand facial tissues. They spend a lot of money on their branding. And if they were to, and I know that San Diego has sued some conventions for calling themselves Comic-Cons. And the smart ones do everything they can to prevent that. But unlike some of their fans. But anyway, the branding is very important. We talk about that a lot on this show, the branding, that there is only one genuine Comic-Con, and it is a trademark term. So San Diego pays a lot of money to make sure that they don't dilute that term, because there are some terms I learned years ago, like aspirin used to be a trademark term. So did vulcanization, which is the process for creating softened rubber that for like tires and such. Those were both trademark terms at one point, but those trademarks were not defended. To the point where it became those terms became genericized, they were generic in nature, I should say. Almost a genetic. It's now part of our DNA. But the thing is, they pay a lot of money for those trademarks, and so that's why it's very important for them to maintain them. And sometimes corporations do crappy things to maintain those trademarks. Such as Disney wants, they even take out trademarks of certain visual aspects. For instance, Superman's shield is a trademark. Batman in 1964 got a yellow oval around his bat emblem simply because a little bat emblem like he was given cannot be trademarked, but something distinctive like that yellow oval does make it trademarkable. Anyway, from the desk of lesson over for this morning, from the desk of Small Press Publisher, says, I exhibited at every C2E2 since the very first one. It's great to be a great exhibitor where promoters grandfather you, and that does help. It does help. And Crom McCon, don't tempt me, Brian. Hey, Pops, if that happens, I never seen you in my life. And Pops, that's evil. Do it, Pops. Do it. Anyway, less than 15 minutes till don't die, till time to feed Cookie. Yes, it is. And with that, we are now caught up with the comments. And so we will go feed Cookie. Thank you very much, Joe D. McPhee. Thank you, Joe Dog. Thank you, everyone. Nick Tockard, Cindy, every one of you, Carl, Donna, Carlene, Molly. Love you, Molly. Everyone here. Please check out the various. I'm going to refresh a lot of these pages so we can get an accurate count on them. There are a lot of great crowdfunding campaigns, rather, from your favorite Nevermorians. Indie Volt Revolt Sequential Art Collection is at $22.35. They have made their goal, but check it out. There's some great work there. I'm a backer of all these things, so it's not like I'm pushing you into the minefield. I'm in the middle of it, calling for you to join me. But anyway, check it out on Indiegogo. There's the Indie Volt Revolt. And also Luke Stone's Hybrid Sons of Gods issue 7, where you can get action figures of his amazing characters. Cindy Cap is $50 away from hitting the $2,000 goal for Animal Eye #1. And I am going to, actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a copy, and I'm going to be putting some of this into the comments here. And Indie Volt Revolt There's one. And then we're going to go to Grim 101, which is $102 away from hitting the $2,000. Ted Davies will double his money on that. So, or his goal on that. So please check that out. We'll put that up next. And there's that. Let's see. Get Grim 101. That is. And that's cycling. Let's go to the Zombiful World of Oz, which is $11 away from hitting the $4,500 goal there. Please, let's support Eric Hawkins' incredible comic book there. All kinds of great tiers. And he's opened up another one with Zombie in Oz. The Zombie-ful World of Oz from Eric Hawkins. All right, got that one. And, of course, the one, the only Animal Eye. Game-lit fiction where players become virtual animals. And no, Christian, it's not about you on weekends becoming an animal. Anyway, there we go. We got that now. And check out Cindy Kep's Animal Eye. All right. Here we go. And have a great day, y'all. Pops Van Zandt, looking forward to the show tonight. Comics Talk with Pops Van Zandt and Comic Madness with Pops Van Zandt on YouTube and on Facebook. And also, please check out these wonderful, wonderful publications. Check out Cindy Kep's Animal Eye at Kickstarter.com. Check it out. Also, get you some zombies, all right, in Oz. The Zombiful World of Oz by Eric Hawkins with all kinds of great tiers, including one that's opened up once again where you can get some original sketches from Eric Hawkins. And let's see here. And also Ted Davies' Grim 101, fascinating concept. You will dig that book so much. It is so good. And I'm looking forward to what Ted's doing with that. So please check it out. Also, don't forget Indiegogo. Projects Indie Volt Revolt, people like Glenn B. Fleming. Let's go to the list here. Daphne Phage and Eric Hodgson, Glenn Fleming with a brand new Hatch story. It so looks so cute. John Silvestri with a secret origin of Mega Moose. Randy Zimmerman and is going to be in there. Let's see who else. Ralph Griffiths, Stuart Kerr, Mark Bloodworth, Vince Locke, Jake Twister, JD Calderon, and Daphne Lage. That's it. I'm sorry about that, Daphne. Eric Hodgson from Roddy Piper, the Kilted Avenger, doing his great character, the Dread Dinosaur Man. Russ Leach, A Horseman's Tale. J.R. Harris, A Traveler's Desire, and more, much, much more. Please check him out. And Kirk Jarvinen does one of the covers. Chris Scout from Godzilla and Dark Horse's Star Wars with another set of covers from Daphne Lage and Russ Leach, who's done Doctor Who comics in Great Britain. Please check him out. So, and check out Hybrids, the Sons of Gods. I don't have a link here. I should have. But please check that book out too. That is good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. And Jessica Johnson says, have a super fantastic day. Big hugs to you and Cookie. Much love to you and Lonnie and the family. We will see you in July. Can't wait for Heroes for Kids Con. Half a dozen tables left. Contact Jessica Johnson for details. Brian slipped into NPR voice while entering those links. And Grim 101 is a fantastic book. And you can hear Glenn B. Fleming's voice on the promo video. And good work on that, Glenn, by the way. That was super, super. Glenn's got a great voice. I sound like someone's torturing Minnie Mouse. Anyway, like a waterboarding her. But anyway, thank you all for being here. Appreciate you all so much. Thanks for being here on the Morning Madness. And Pop's got the Evening Madness. I've got the morning one. But anyway, we've got a really, really active week for you this week. Tomorrow, starting at 10 a.m., TED Talks with Jake Estrada. Great. He's a filmmaker and he's also a comic book producer. So please check it out. That promises to be a good, super good show. Then at 6 p.m., Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, where they're going to examine what would have happened to the show if Peter Cushing was the first Doctor. All right. And they took off from there. What would the show look like now? And then at 8 p.m., Clever Title Pending, where I will be joined by the aforementioned Ted Davies. We'll be talking Grimm 101 and other stuff that Ted does. And then Wednesday morning, we're going to open up. We're going to open up with Matt Knowles as a special guest on part of Nevermind the Furthermore, talking about a project he's got going right now on Kickstarter and what it's like to collaborate with somebody across the country virtually. And then we're going to have a special edition of Clever Title Pending at 8 p.m. with the one, the only Bobby Nash, where we're going to talk about series characters and his current publishing venture with the Snow series. He's got the latest book of his book of Abraham Snow coming out soon, and he's also doing the Snow shorts, of which I have a book in. I'm number 4, Snow Ambition, an Abraham Snow adventure by me. And look at that beautiful cover. That's by Plasma Fire Graphics, who sponsored the show. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Thank you so much, Jeffrey Hayes, for your ongoing support of our show. And then Wednesday morning, like I said, I'll be on couple times that day. Then Thursday at 10 a.m. will be TED Talks Timepieces, and then followed in the evening with Comic Book Spectrum with Eric Hawkins, Clyde Hall, and Brian Rodman and myself as we review the latest comics and talk about stuff that's going on in the industry and comic book history. We hope you'll join us then. And then at 8 p.m. will be Creative as Hale with the charming and delightful Amy Hale and the beautiful and gorgeous John Hale joining her, where they'll interview a creative. Please check out who their guests will be. And then at 9 p.m. will be Stupid O'Clock with Joe Dog McKeel, the Skunk Rocker, Dan, John, Heather, and probably Nick. Who knows? A whole bunch of great people will be on that show. But don't forget to stay tuned to the Stupid After Show at 11. And then we'll talk about more stuff on Wednesday with what we've got going. And also don't forget Friday on Nevermind the Furthermore, we'll have a special guest appearance by Varian Grant and Randy Zimmerman of Arrow Comics 4.0, as well as Indie Volt Radio and Media Empire. And thank you again to Randy Zimmerman and Varian Grant for having me on the show yesterday on Sunday Funnies. I enjoyed myself. Please check out that show from yesterday. We had a good time. I dragged the show down so bad. Anyway, we hope that you'll check them out. Also, thank you to the Rising Tide Broadcast Network for their ongoing powering of this show. Please check us out 7 days a week. Entertainment and information that you can use, or at least it'll keep you distracted for a while. Please take a screenshot of this. You'll be glad you did. Also, thank you to our Patreon subscribers, who we've mentioned a lot today. That's how much we appreciate them. They support us on an ongoing basis. The idea of a patron of the arts, you've heard of that. It is very important to those of us in the creative field. And I think all of us on this list here, many of them have their own Patreon pages. We all appreciate our Patreon supporters. And if you want to find out what your subscription to my creativity can get you, go to www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris for more information. And so, yes, I hear the footsteps up the steps right now, meaning I've got to go feed my woman. And I can't let anything stop me doing that. Anyway, thank you all for being here for Nevermind the Furthermore. Hope you enjoyed the show. Remember, if you enjoyed it at all, please, if you're on Facebook, give a like to the page that hosts us and also give a like to the video because it helps us in the algorithms and our searchability. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. We're 3 people away from 500 subscribers. And the more reach we have, the more we can help other Nevermorians. And please sign up for that. We would appreciate that so much. And let's see here. And what have we got? And we're back up 498 subscribers. Thank you very much to whoever subscribed to us. We appreciate you greatly. And we appreciate you so much. We're going to let you have your day back. Anyway, thank you all for being here during the show. We appreciate your ongoing support of our efforts, the Rising Tide. And look forward to talking to you again. We'll talk to you tomorrow on Clever Tile Pending with Ted Davies. And we'll see you on Wednesday at 10 a.m. for another Nevermind the Furthermore. So as always, folks, be sure to stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Have a great Monday, everyone. We'll see you Wednesday on Nevermind the Furthermore.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.
Thank you for watching Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Broadcast Network production. If you enjoyed any part of this show, please give it a like or a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Nevermind the Furthermore.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho! Santa-Stein, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.